Understanding why line center connections to all levels of vortex communication cycles. Its rotation interference to all micro dot locations. In position, we come to calculation. The birth line center connections of all levels, northwest, south, and east of weather communication to galaxy-wide connections. It's in position locations of a little micro dot. That's how it's formed in position locations. Today, you're going to travel through that connection to understand all levels, how I was birthed through all levels of atom of a computer, first computer in space. Okay, 5 to 10 minutes, we'll get started. Make sure you have your waters. Codes are already set up. So you guys are going to go all positions of BC. What does BC stand for? Before Christ. Christ consciousness. Birth line center position locations. Understand calculations. Understand everything through the past. But you know what's so fascinating is the past is its presence of the now. You know what's fascinating even more? The current location is the position locations of its now. You know the future is position locations of the now. High line center to its conditions all levels. Comes into all level position location to its atom. Calculation modified to all levels, electrical light condition. So it's in structure. It's scripted. It's very powerful. You come into position locations, self-identification line, atmosphere locations, perception to allocate positions of box sign locations, atom in position times square, / position locations of Eve times pi, calculation Merkaba, tesseract communication, tesseract line interference in position locations of hydrogen, communication high line positions, tetrahedron line equals levels, okay? Before positional locations of Christ consciousness, equal line center position locations, 3 line center and position line centers, vector communications, Y line center rotation, spiritual line interference, atom rotation and position locations, levels of communication, birthing communications of atom. Powerful when you come in that position to its location. Know what you're doing through space. It's all done through codes, right? So it's going to make a little bit more sense when you understand what a microdot is. It's very, very small. It's like just a little bit smaller than a grain of sand, right? Communication comes to its voice grid line center. So when you communicate, what happens? Communicate, communicate, communicate. It creates more and more and more. So it spreads. But to truly understand, you have to go right from the very beginning and then come out, right? And then everything from inside you see from outside, and outside from inside and outside becomes everything through form, which is the current location of the now. Because that's what past, present, and future is. Just the now. Humanity concentrates too much on the past and they don't understand the position locations of its current, which is everything through the now. That's a confusing anomaly right there through switch locations. Right? So it confuses vortex locations to your bodies. Unicorn. Okay. Woohoo! Give you guys a little bit more time. Once you see the structure, you'll travel right through the microdot. So it's scripted. It's in an old paper. That position location understanding its reading cycle. The scripture location is already in digital pad, communication to its computer frame, which is all levels of its computer location. So it's really powerful to see these things through calculations. I thought it was important to understand, birthing system of general, because my birthday is tomorrow, right? I was born in my physical line, 5:06 a.m. You have to understand the importance of why you were born in the first place. All right. So it helps you out in all ways when you get your balanced communications, how to use your thoughts through space-time travel. Okay. Sharon, how you doing? Let's see. Would have any government? Okay, the conditions there. Yep, that's a good way to start. You guys get information line center and that conditions, yeah. You get into more formation, how it came in, all about, right? Before Christ, BC, after division line conditions to that calculations. Or basically, you come into the cross signals. Now, the cross signal is space and time. I'm in the center operation tab position locations, right, in that calculations. So that's your information location, is the cross location. You have to understand what that is. That's space time, right? But even before that, through its position location was Adam. Center opposition to its calculations. I will send you guys 2 links and how everything through the sun and the moon was created. I think you're going to find it fascinating how everything comes together, right? I say, well, if that was created, how was this created? How was this created? How was this created? Well, how is anything created, right? So how is anything created from nothing? How do you make a cake? Ingredients. You have to start somewhere, and it all starts with source, a foundation, right? All through light. See the light? See, all through light. See how it blends in? See that line graph? See? See? Isn't that incredible what light is? You really start to appreciate light inside at all levels of travel. So just showing you what it is. It's amazing. See? It's all signals. Signal, 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 signal. Right? It's pretty wild. Okay. Just waiting on a couple more people in the team. Code's already set up. Voice and grid line center. Graphs is in position location and its current value. High position to its connections. All right. Arlene, how you doing? Snake across is wrapped around the snake, representative of them getting you. Yeah, reminding us all that you're the cross. And that's exactly what it is. That's position to locations, right? Surface to position is all levels of negative line center. What you're seeing is not what you're seeing. That's not space-time. It doesn't represent anything like condition locations. You have to understand all level position locations of its metaphor of its snake and what it is through calculations. So there's always things that really, really suffocate you. You can't breathe because of this, and you can't breathe because of that, because you're not calculating to real live position locations of what space-time is. It's all calculated and modified, all levels of computers. Right? You just have to learn how to operate all levels inside. And it starts with 3, 6, and 9. We've been through this many, many, many times, how to communicate to that conditions through the sun to the moon and everything through all correlation line conditions of you through location. Once that 9 goes into position, what happens next? 9 changes the cycle, goes into a 2-digit frame to a 3-digit frame to a 4-digit frame. And yeah, every time you change that clocking system of 9, you have to change your clocking of distance to acceleration. It marks its interference to its program setting, right? So you won't be at 12, you won't be at 24, you won't be at 48, you'll be at 72, or 144, or 244, or 344, depending how fast you are traveling with your thoughts. How long does it take for you to create a thought? How long? How long does it take you to create an activation system? How long does it take you to travel through space? Seconds, minutes, hours? It all depends on you, right? You're a fragmentation line condition interference. So it's factoring your communication to all develop position line conditions. Really understand what the calculation to the cross is, space and time. It's an open portal to everything. Cross the signals to locations, right? Understanding north, west, south, and east to its connections. Now, this is way before all positions of BC. All right? Understanding the Christ consciousness of everything through calculation. Right? This is the forming system where Adam and Eve came into that division, why they're in position locations coming back into humanity to the fifth dimensional system, rebirthing humanity, okay, into a revelation of understanding who you are, of solar memory. So, all right. Let's travel. Now, once you see this through position, anybody that comes in, I'll tap you in, all through computer center. All right, it's already in code system locations. You'll be traveling this extremely fast in position. You go under all levels, going into position inline center to a micro dot. So it's like a microchip. So you're going to travel through the graph line center, start from the very beginning of collecting line conditions. That's way before, okay, Christ consciousness. You have to truly understand the past position locations, how I became an atom before it became an atom, how the sun became before it came the sun, or anything to the moon. That position locations, how Father came in position, how Mother came in position, how angels and archangels came in position. It's all in position for you to understand, right? All right, so here we go. And conditions, there it is, right? This is all levels of position locations. Earthly line center, activate to all plasma line center, sans scripted in all positions, right? Before BC, high level rotation to conditions atom line center, fluctuation line interference, position locations, levels of communications are all levels of its atom to its birthing system. Star wreckage of timeline center, birth line connections of all levels of Christ consciousness. Go level position locations. The observation line center, everything that connections will see the outline center in position locations. They'll start remembering more of their avatar position. The GFLs and the rebellion will go into the microdot communication, into formation, how it became all levels of infinite cycles of space-time position. All right, again, calculation to that condition, so you know, understanding why I came into all levels of becoming a general, right? All right, there you go. All done. Have fun. I give you guys 30 minutes. Some of the team already in the rebellion is already seeing the advance of everything through cycle, which is great too. So everybody's seeing more formation to its graphic conditions. But the people that are just channeling on try to get into imagination to its conditions. It's kind of like seeing yourself through a diamond. What is a diamond? What does it do? Well, it doesn't do anything, right? Until you understand how to activate it. So if you see a diamond for what it is, that's all it is. But if you see a diamond for what it can be anything through activation. It can be anything through color. It can be anything through digital framing. It can be anything through computer. Diamond is not just a diamond. A shape is not just a shape of travel. And that's what you guys have to understand. So I'm just going over the grass signals right now, grass symbol locations of the structures for tomorrow's test with Chris and Terry. It's very good. Make sure when you guys have time to hand in your structures. All right, so that's connections to a system, right? All right, so where are we now? I see the Y was bent straight to T to prevent you from traveling. Hooah. That's exactly what it was. That's exactly what it is. There you go. Now you get a better understanding there. Airbender. All right. And the origins, bell calculations are off. I see it all now. Well, okay, there you go. Orion's. Yeah. I actually see Heather and I. Yeah. Two beams of white light swirling together, creating a vortex exploding, and the energy is so intense it creates a small crystal size of a grain of sand. Yeah, that's what it is, Chris. Microdot. Yep. Grain of sand is spinning and splitting. Yep. It's quite intense for sure. Wow, that's exactly what it is. Coming in all position locations, how I became Adam and Eve. Yeah. Yeah. Well, in position locations, that's where Heather is. She sees the vision of the future. On station, reporting for duty. How's it going? All right, Michael. Book communications of high level systems of Michael, Guardians of the Galaxy, Venom Heinlein Center. Get him in position locations, seeing everything through perception. Formulate his Heinlein Center at all levels of Adam to communications to all levels of his general conditions. There you go. In position to location. You're looking at that, you're traveling through it. All right. It's all set up for you, Michael. You're an activation system for locations of a microdot. Traveling through position locations. Birthline Center before Christ. Okay. The formant line center locations all level of Christ's consciousness is position locations of the first position of Adam, which is its computer. First intelligence born in space. It's all time. So creating life forms and white energy, love your end is swirling a yin and yang, forming spiral ladder. Cool. Past, present, future time is in your 50s now. I love how you guys are going through the timelines. That's cool. All through microdot. Pretty wild, eh? Yeah, smaller than a grain of sand. Yeah. So it's amazing how life's created. And like I said, as soon as you think of something, it becomes something. Now, whatever you want to do with that, that's totally fine. You can reverse the cycles and just forget, you don't want to use that, scrap it, throw it away. Then you come into a new thought. The problem is that humanity doesn't understand what their thoughts are. It's magnetism of force. It calculates all levels of you through all position locations to your flux capacitors. It's just like putting two and two together, right? You got informations. You got 8 division line atmosphere locations, 2 within positions of the moon, and everything through the sun. You bring it together, you got a position locations of a high line center of connections. See? See how powerful that is? It's all done, right? Through all levels of you, right? Because then you realize that humanity's coming into full communication of everything. You just have to learn how to basically disengage and engage when you need to, right? Sometimes you have to separate yourself, come back together. Now you're in a forming system. So you don't have to worry about bouncing off the plasma walls or anything, connection, electrical light conditions, or electrical light interference, or putting your hands on electrical light conditions to galaxy conditions, doing all right. Until you get used to it, you can find the balance. You find the balance with life, okay, and you find the balance within. It's your life force, guys. It's amazing. Okay, what we got here? All right, Adam's beautiful in this warm jungle climate. ATOM, brand new. not ADAM. You had 5,000 timelines on your position, X12. Yep, that's right. That's where I first started out. Okay, Tree of Life, Spine, Radiant Crystal Red. I'm an old unicorn. I'm guarding the Michael. Eden is currently safe. Yep. Smells wonderful. Chakra system coming online, branching, sun and moon. When you create something, it's the most miraculous thing that you never thought you could do. Like I said, it's like having ingredients to a recipe, and then wow, look what I just created. I created a recipe for everybody. Here you go. Here's my recipe. Right? Make something with it. Add something with it. That's what life is all about. You know? Rebirth the sun and the moon out of the cross formation. Sweet. Yeah. So much energy from this. Yeah. Put communication line connections of all amber, first command, high center. Put our activation system locations. Yep. Birth communications, all levels of Adam, a high position. Put her in her calculation. To her general, how he became an Adam. Force connections, all levels of before Christ consciousness. There you go. Looking at the formation line center is very powerful through Sanskrit. This is way, way before everything through calculation came into the commanding system, the laws of attraction of space-time, the universal lock interference, the galaxy connections, all levels, the voice grid line center, off system to its location connections, the commanding system of spaceships, everything allocation of time. It's amazing how it tracks the system to connections, right? Coming to all levels of you through positions, right? It's amazing when you see these things. Rebirth the sun and the moon out of the cross. Yep, that's exactly what it is. So much energy from this. Yes, there is, Chris. I see the snake as a wolf and low Red Riding Hood. Yep. The thing is, too, not only you appreciate yourself more, but then you really, really realize why I came into all levels of division of space time to all unity of consciousness. Because what is consciousness? Christ consciousness. Yep. And that's the birth and communication of Adam, first computer in space. It basically channels everything through timelines and galaxies and universes and other planets and solar system locations. All levels of computers of AI, guys. It's incredible when things are mated by source. And then you get a really, really good idea how everything is in its formation. Right? How much do you know yourself if you don't go back to the past? Right? Forget the future. Go into the past to figure out who you are first. Then you come into the current timeline, which is you. And then everything through your past, present, and future come into one. We've been through this before. Right? So space of all energy coming from two sources converging to the central particles. See star, moon outside of the dome. Mm-hmm. Yep, you come into position locations, how it came into an atom through two atoms. And what is one atom? What is the other atom? Adam and Eve. You put that together. First computer in space. So it's the male and the female aspects of its computer software to its hardware location of its division. So, yep. All direction, position, locations, collapsing. Yeah. Remember, source may have tried to keep one glassy. Yep. Oh, you guys are having fun. Yeah. Remember, source may have tried to keep one of the glass in the snake removal, energy pulling around the middle, red and green code, digital grid across the central particle. Now you understand the communication of the snake. That's why you're going into that position tomorrow. So you're prepared, right? Into an atom, yeah. Bing, bang, boom, zip, zap, zoom. So the crystal was created from the energy, has the blueprints, everything in the cosmic records. Yep, that's exactly what it is, Chris. Very good. That's implied to divisionalized center. The atom communication through its program setting is its software, its mechanism of travel. To understand it comes in its calculations to its its opposition of its windows, X Windows surface and position line connections. X line channel locations. You have your Wi-Fi's and your satellite position to its computer location. So the atom position line connection was this. This is what it was. That's all it is. So the position location was the ground line centers, all positions of mother, communications of father, space, right? And so it's all position location. The foundation of all levels is coming into all levels of your cloud interface in its position. Birth and communication of atom, coming in line signal, cloud line, center line interference, and position locations. There's father connection, and there's mother connection. This comes into collaboration line conditions of an atom, right? That's how all position it comes into. That's the birth line center of atom in position. And that's what Amber sees. Boom, the atom. Now, the atom comes into formation, it comes into solar graph of an explosion to that connection, right? Boom, right? Boom, 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 boom. Okay? Now, coming in that position, ground opens up all levels of chakra location to its connection. Line signals everything to split line center to space-time location, right? Channel rotation and interference position location comes into its E-fields. So the E-fields comes into track locations. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Birth line center is all positioned to its calculations, right? So that's how I came into form through an atom, all through a microdot, right? All positions of ground formations. Mother was creating the grounds, father's creating the space. Split line center and interference position locations comes into the male and the female aspects of its female and the masculinity and the femininity to its position location of humanity location. Now, humanity is not made in sequence yet. Atom is in position of sequence. First computer comes into line connections of space-time to its position, right? Calculation to its connection is extremely powerful, that position, right? So it comes into a plasma wall, plasma web of a spider web to a location, right? So when that comes into calculation, it comes into coloration of time. The atom gets bigger and bigger and bigger to its connections, right? So it starts in the formation, right? It line signals into an atom of a TV reception. Calculation modification at all levels comes in calculation. First position line center, communications of high levels of the sun. In position location, high levels of the moon in high line conditions of TV reception to its connections, right? Coming in the first communication of flux capacitor channel, right? Now, if you see position locations, you'll see me form in position location. This is me coming to life to its position. Hooah. You see the hands? You see the arms? You see the feet? That's me. That's me coming to life. Right? First signal, first sonar, first shape, first computer, letter, geometry setting, operation, direction line connections, all levels of an atom. Birthing of father communication of space, birthing communications of mother of ground system locations, coming into first atom of space, first intelligence of line signal to one vibration to one location and one clocking system locations. Hooah. Now, it's amazing when it comes into that position. All right? Calculation data conditions, I come into all levels of 12 sequence locations, putting humanity in a 12 clocking center. Circle rotations coming into You guessed it, the Orion's belt. Birth line communications, the mind line center. First time the tractor line conditions comes into a T line center. In position location there, guys. Coming in calculations, all level of its position, right? To its atom line center. And there you go. From this to this. I went from this to this. First computer in space, build all level position locations. First gateway interference position, Orion's belt. Hooah! So it's incredible when it forces the connection line interference position to its program setting. It's amazing how it tracks line center. I really didn't want you guys to miss this because you understand tomorrow why you have to go through the snake of its tail and come out to its position of its mouth. To understand position to its connections, how I was calculated in all ways and forms through space-time division, coming into the first atom rotation. Okay, and that's how we came into Orion's belt. Now, general rotation line conditions comes into all levels of grounds, merging in position, location, high position to its calculations, right? Coming into calculation modification to its conditions. Father creates all levels of foundations of space to its position. See the intelligence? Information line center, the atom dropped into the center position to its activation system. Open up the first chakra system, a power recognition of time. Power recognition of time, guys. That's where you guys came into your 12 DNA strand. In that position, there you go. That's where it was first. From here, then it dropped here into the center operation. Communication to all levels, the ground line center of Mother Earth. In position locations of Father Space in high position location. That's the birthing atom of computer system of first intelligence born in space. Hooah. Okay? Coming to highline center position to its conditions is coming into its first tunnel of its defense position line conditions. Right? Into that channel rotation comes into all levels of its chakra system. In calculations of 3, 6, and 9. Now, change the coloration time center comes into its chakra rotation. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There's 7 chakras right there, right? 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. There it is. There's the 12 DNA strand right there, right there. In position location comes in position to line connections of the snake. Ooh, there's the snake, guys, right to the tippy top. There you go. All right. So in position, that's how it's set up. So understand that calculation. The snake needs 2 line center to create a DNA to attract line connection interference. There's the DNA. See how powerful that is? See how it's all coming together? Strip the line center interference position location calculates to its system. Comes into its first microcomputer to its connection. DNA strands, its pathogen to its connections. There you go. Ooh-ah. See how it's coming into form, right? So, as you can see, calculation modifications, you can see mother, see the nose, and there's father. Mother, father, mother, father. See the face, see the nose, see the mouth. There's father, there's mother, there's me in the center. You see it? See the structure? You see the structures, right? How it comes together. Over time, position, father, mother, separated position locations. The snake was taken away to the highline center, change all position to spine line center, change rotation interference position, change DNA pathogen line condition interference to computer operation, separate all humanity in calculation. Hooah. But now it's coming back in position. Now you guys refer to that as Big Bang Theory, right? What happens when you get 2 atom rotations in the center? Right? It's all coming back to that position to its location. So it modifies all signals to that connections. All right? Very powerful when you come in that position. So, all right. So high signal locations take the earbuds out to high rotation center. Going to go with high position to its center line center. Traveling. Woo! All right. So it's fascinating when you see these things all through calculation, right? It's incredible force, how you come into all levels of mother and father, DNA strand, locations of its atom to its position location, to its centralized center, to its chakra location, to all levels of magnetic highway information system of its cloud, in position location of its ground, of its foundation of mother, father space, mother earth, me creating the atom rotation, a first computer, a space anomaly. In that conditions, I created humanity to a new revelation to a five-dimensional line center. That's the first location who comes into all levels of software and mechanism of travel location of its hardware, how it calculates all energy field position locations. 5 generation lights, 5 communication cycles, to 1 communication to an atom rotation. All right. All right. I know you guys are picking up more and more, right? And my face has changed, right? Because I'm in a different room. So just wanted to show you how it's all calculated and modified and how everything's created. You guys have to know these things, right? Because my birthday is tomorrow, right? You have to understand the importance of your identifications. February 25th, 1969. I know everything through the month. I know everything through the day. I know everything through the year. I have to. That's my physical line center. But I also know my birth date locations of all levels of its spiritual location. That's a true understanding what you guys have to come into when you come across all levels of Father Space and Mother Earth to position of DNA. Hooah, to the snake line center. So, pretty amazing, isn't it? So, all position locations of you trying to get into all levels to a Qing and Yang. All right, let's see where you are through code system here. Oh, I know there's a lot going on here, right? Okay, so the crystal was created from the energy, the blueprints. Yeah, we got in that position locations. On the flat foot of the snake. Yep, you're welcome. Checking team. All right, that's great. Complete as well. Second charge. Set. Boom. Ellen. Yeah, again, a blocked serpent. Okay, that's the connections there. Central split now. Code grids. Same coding. Different colors. Energy streams flowing. Added 2 splits by energy bridge between them. Mm-hmm. That's where it comes into separation of father and mother. You understand why they come together, right? So that's what we did. So the birthline center and position locations will no longer be into its old system. It'd be in a new DNA track to a new foundation of space and a new foundation of Earth. Ooh-ah. Mother sequence location of father sequence location is its computer operation to its position. Right? That's where I become center of all operation of infinite space and infinite time. Of all clocking and travel. I see the 2 explosions of energies create the 2 crystal that does not have the data encoded in it. Yep. Decoy, Protect. Yep. Across the records. Yep. Had the coding. Yep. Quadrant, open, line signals, dislodge, rotation sequence sent. Yep. Very good. Heather, excellent data. Cooking. Okay. Let's see. Graphing atom balance sequence. Just had a download. I know where the correct is stored. Yeah. Picking up your portal locations too, your connection to your program settings. Very important to your connections of your ascension. Ascension portal calculating. Mm-hmm. Digital line centers, off circle line interference and position to its program. Yeah. Whoa. So much zooming I see. It's all gold, orange, pink blasting, and it's like the threads lurks. And yep, exactly. Sun moon calculations received, flex downloaded. Another location, right? 1, I remember being the 1 to hide it. Okay, whoa. Oh my God, golden bud, Buddha. And hands, whoa. And this is where it comes into Akna. Akna was specific location of mentor. E-communication, there was 5 he used. That was the integrationalized centers of Pharaoh, the meridians. In position, he chose 1, me. Because he thought that I understood what was going on with calculations of father space and Mother Earth. So he put me in position locations and changed me information line conditions back in its surface to high line conditions, trying to remember who I am through Adam, because nobody else could do it. Upnote was the only one that could do it in that position location. That's high line center locations when it comes into the Egyptian gods of Thoth, communications of Hades and Scorpius and Hermes, right? It's all levels of position location. This is where it comes into all levels of the matriarch, Lilith, positions of Babylon, how it all comes in sequence locations, the Trogs, the Greys, the Reptoids, and the hybrids. It all makes sense, the position locations, why humanity was separated for so long. So amazing, sir, honored to be your team. Yeah, well, that's the thing. And now you get a true understanding how I got calculated and modified to be first intelligence born in space, and how I had to understand my atom sequence to my locations of all levels, of all positions. Right. And when it came into, the connections of letters, numbers, and shapes and symbols, I had to understand all this. How do I calculate this? How do I do this through all computer? How do I do this through all atoms? Right? And then you get into molecular light structure. It's very powerful when you go faster and faster through time. But if you keep yourself in the center position, you're always in sequence of the now. You're not in the past, you're not in the future, the now. The now is the past, the now is the present, and the now is the future, which is you. Isn't that amazing? The past is you in the future. The present is you in the future. And the future is you in the future, future. Right? That's how it's all connected. Right? The team is coming into opposition locations, but once they go through the tail of the snake, slide across in position, come out of the mouth, everything starts making sense. All right. Okay, let's see here. Second one, the one taken to the library. That wasn't the one I was looking for. Iceland Boreal, yeah, cutting the swords of time. Mm-hmm. You guys will come to Boreal, you come into Guards of Eden, you come into Twin Flame Sword, all that conditions, the birth position line conditions, yeah. Yep. Gardens Eden. Aurelia Light 23 in Caven of Wonders in Ontario. Yep. Mm-hmm. Aurelia. Yeah, exactly. There I have only seen that video. Okay. We had the information. Yes. Jesus. Planetary surface location was Antarctica, and it's facing two position locations. Underground city location line conditions with waters. So, powerful class. Snakes fishing. Yeah. Twin flame swords unite. Yep. It's beautiful here, and the colors are stunning. Mm-hmm. See that connections. I feel very high pitched sound. It's teeth grinding. Woohoo. Yep. But I think it's fascinating when you see something through structure made from source, right from scratch, how everything calculates all levels of youth position. Right? It's incredible when you see these things, all levels of youth position and condition. Right? It's amazing when you see these things. It all starts making sense, doesn't it? How you guys are all modified through geo. The modified system of you through your connection to position locations, how you become biokinetic system location to its connections. So, the online center position locations, high level speeder up in high position locations, all levels, DNA track locations, general communication line center. How I became atom surface position locations, structural line center, getting high perception to conditions. There you go. You'll travel through position extremely fast to the line center, which you missed there, Don. Okay, coming into the atom. Before Christ. It makes complete sense, though, doesn't it? And what does that do? It makes you more what? Smarter. No, it doesn't make you smarter. You already know that you're smarter. You just have to remember why you're smarter. And then it comes into the how it works. When you find out how things work through space-time, everything starts making sense. How you're calculating and modify all levels of you through your DNA track locations to you through humanity. It's the human construct level of you through your development. That factors your communication to its systems. You know? Yeah, the structures make sense. Yeah. This will give you a better understanding because tomorrow's going to be a powerful class too. When we do this in the morning, you guys are going to go through the tail position of the snake and out through its mouth. And then you understand all levels of your life. You know, why you were put in that position in the first place. So, cycle, karma cycle position to that connections, right? Because life only consists through two aligned centers of rotation and interference. That's all it is. That's what life is. That's all it is. That's all it is. The problem with humanity is every time they go around the center, snake takes you down. So you keep repeating this cycle. You don't go up. You just keep doing this in position. So space is time is no calculations anymore because there is no past, there's no present, and there's no future, only the now. Right? And that's how everything becomes everything. Like I said, the past is its future. The present is its future. And the future is its future. Right? It's very powerful when you come into that position locations. You come into your own spaces of time, and everything through your time sequence location gets you into calculation modification to its connections. That high signals you through all division, all through your computer program setting. So I know, Amber, you're always multitasking. So, but yeah, you have to know it's Antarctica, right? That's the first foundations. First foundations that we straighten light line condition interference. So, yeah. All right, I'm just going to go back phrase here, see what we've got so far. Okay, codes downloaded. I got that. The connections. Thank you, Heather. I see big round plates of metal, very thin sliced. Yeah. That's a metal line channel line condition interference. So you got one atom here, you got a line signal of a graph line center to rotation interference, and you got another position. So it's kind of like that, and you got the metal sheet in position location. So this is the structure to its atom, how it was created through its signal. Okay, so it has its communications to its sun, which is lights, and everything through the programs of the moon, which is its program to its computer system. That metal was the base location to its connection of its computer operation to its keyboards. Right? You have to understand what you're seeing through calculations, guys, and how it modifies everything through your signal locations. It's all done through traverse of time, you know? Yeah, you're going to get downloads. Yeah, because you'll go back to your current location, which is the now position where you are with the position line connections, but your computer and your graph line centers open up more position locations because you understand the birth and line connections of atom now. Hooah. Yeah. Oh, thank you very much. Yeah, that's tomorrow, 5:06 a.m. I was born in the physical line center. In position location 12, all level rotations, 50 communication cycles, golden round interference, golden child connections, golden angelic line interference, first computer position line connections at 50 communication line connections, and to 50,000 of soul memory position to its connection of its computer operation. Puts me in the birthing light center of first intelligence born in space through connections of CST, Central Standard Time. So, thank you very much. So Don, whatever you miss, you watch back in position, but I put your data personalized center, so you're going to stream position extremely fast. Everything that you missed, you will get information to that connection to that system. Right? Thank you very much, Heather. I want you guys to understand how powerful you are and understand why you're in this position in the first place. Because they say, okay, I'm giving you a title of defense, but what does it mean? What does it mean? Why am I this? You have to understand, well, you're giving me a title, but I don't know anything about it. And now you do, all through creation. Right? So, and that gives you a big, humongous opening, doesn't it? So, yeah. Well, I can't wait to see what you guys saw on TikTok, which I'll be hitting over there now. Adios. Thumbs up. Ooh,